Have you ever pondered why some men effortlessly capture a woman's attention while others remain unnoticed? It's not just about looks, money, or charm. Some men understand a secret that many others don't. Real attraction begins in the mind, not with physical touch. And here's the tough truth: if you don't get this, you're missing out. You're missing the chance to be someone special in her mind and to make a link that she'll remember for a long time. The sad truth is that many guys will go through their entire lives depending on shallow strategies. Using physical movements or exaggerated compliments to impress her might have a short-term effect, but they won't leave a lasting impression. The good news is that you can learn how to create a more lasting influence. The Stoics taught us that true power and control come from within ourselves. When you apply this idea to attraction, you discover something that many guys don't know about. In this video, I'll show you how to change your approach. Learn to create a strong draw without any physical contact. By the end, you'll understand how to be different in a way that makes her really want you. 1. The strength of attraction. Beyond looks. Many men think love is only about physical touch, like a light hug or a gentle hand on a shoulder. But the truth is different. Physical actions can catch her attention for a short time, but they usually don't have a lasting effect. The attraction that lasts with her, the one she thinks about even after you've left, doesn't come from just physical touch. It's based on something much deeper: your mind. People are naturally inclined to connect emotionally and mentally before anything physical happens. How you look at her, the words you use, and the energy you give off can create a strong connection. When you do this right, she'll feel a strong attraction pulling her to you, and she might not even know why. Just imagine those wonderful movie scenes. Two characters look at each other from across a room. They don't say anything or touch, but you can sense the tension. This feeling isn't just for movies, it's a real thing. It comes from a deep understanding of attraction without physical contact. When you learn to use this skill, it's stronger than any physical connection. To put it simply, relying only on touch is like writing with invisible ink. Once you stop, there's no mark left. When you learn the skill of non-physical attraction, it leaves a lasting impression on her. She will remember your words, your energy, and your vibe. Even after you leave the room, here's a simple example. Picture yourself talking with her. Instead of trying to quickly fill any silence or show off with big gestures, you take your time. Look into her eyes a bit longer, let a small smile stay on your face, and speak slowly and clearly. In that moment, you've done something that many men don't. You've sparked her interest. She's wondering why he feels so different from others. In comparison, many guys laugh too loudly, lean in too much, or give too many compliments. This kind of approach shows desperation, and being desperate can quickly destroy attraction. The key to non-physical attraction is recognizing that sometimes less is more. It's about making her feel drawn to you, not because of your actions, but because you allow room for a connection to develop. When you learn to manage this subtle energy, you're not just another guy trying to impress her. You become the man she can't stop thinking about. Here's the main point. Real attraction starts in the mind, not just in the body. When you focus on building emotional and mental connections, you stand out from other men in her life. This is just the beginning. In the next part, I will explain how to take this base and make it even stronger. Way 2. Making her feel important. Tip number 2, how to make her feel important, is where many men struggle. They believe that impressing a woman is the key to her attention. Being loud, flashy, or giving endless compliments won't make her feel truly connected to you. If you want to stand out, focus on something most men overlook. Make her feel noticed. Remember the last time someone really saw the small things about you, like your laugh or a detail you shared? It felt great, right? Women want that same feeling. They want to feel valued for more than just their looks or being temporary in someone's life. Show her, without saying it, that you appreciate her for who she truly is. Don't just focus on the small details. Create a memorable connection with her. It's simple to do. Remember it the next time she talks about something minor, like her favorite book or a funny story. Then later on, bring it up casually in conversation. For example, if she mentions a favorite author, tell her about one of their books a week later. If she talks about her favorite dessert, suggest a cafe that serves it. These little actions show you care and pay attention, and they really make an impact. It's important to listen well, too. Many people listen just to reply instead of really understanding. When she talks, try to focus on what she's saying instead of thinking about what you want to say next. Pay close attention to what she says, how she says it, and what she means. Show her that you care and make her feel safe so she knows you're really listening. For example, if she talks about a tough day at work, don't jump in with advice. Instead, say something like, "That sounds really frustrating. How did you deal with it?" By doing this, you're not just listening. You're showing that you understand her feelings. When she feels truly seen, she will feel more comfortable around you. She will understand that you value her as a person, not just as someone you know. This connection will make her want to be with you because you make her feel appreciated in a way that many others don't. To make her feel valued, you don't need to do big things or give flashy compliments. It's really about the little, thoughtful moments that show her she matters to you. Next time you're together, take your time and notice the small things she says and does. Embrace the present moment. When you make her feel noticed, you're not just making an impression, you're building a bond that she will remember even after you leave. 3. Way 3. The art of gentle challenge. Slight difficulty. Many men fail to understand that women gravitate towards men who challenge them. Women like men who are confident and know their value, not those who pretend to be uninterested or play games. Head over heels. When she smiles at him, just think about it. What makes someone memorable? The person who is always willing to help and quick to agree, or the one who seems distant and makes you wonder what they'll do next? The answer is clear. When you introduce a small challenge, you make her curious and interested. She begins to think about you more, wonder what you're doing, and question her importance to you. This changes the situation, allowing you to take charge of the interaction without being sneaky. Here's an example for you. Imagine you've been texting a woman and she suddenly wants to meet up. Many guys would quickly cancel their plans to see her, but a man who knows his worth would respond differently. He might say, "I'd love to, but I already have plans tonight. Let's set a time for another day." This shows that you have your own life and won't drop everything for her on a whim. It doesn't mean you're not interested. It shows you respect yourself and your time. She'll start to see you as someone with standards and valuable time. Instead of being cold or distant, balance your interest in her with your expectations. Let her know you enjoy spending time together and are genuinely interested, but also that you won't just give your time to anyone. Here's another practical case. If she asks you for a favor that you don't feel comfortable with, like helping her move furniture on short notice, instead of agreeing just because you feel you have to, you can say, "I'd love to help, but I already have plans. Let's find another time." This shows that you won't easily give in, and that says a lot. Here's why this is effective. Presenting a challenge fosters a phenomenon known as reciprocal interest. This implies that she begins to value your attention more, as it isn't a free gift. She realizes that being in your life is special and something she has to earn. This approach isn't about playing games or being manipulative. It shows her that you value yourself, which is very attractive. When you learn how to create a subtle challenge, it changes the relationship dynamic. You're no longer pursuing her. Instead, she begins to try to win you over. This is a strong position for any man to reach. Next, we'll look at an important but often ignored tool, your tone of voice. Stay with me. 4. Method. 4. Understanding tone and language. Understanding the importance of tone and language is key. Here's something most guys should know. How you say something can be more important than what you say. Your tone of voice and word choice can leave a strong impression that stays with her. It's not only about the words you use, but also about the feelings and purpose behind them. A man who speaks confidently, calmly, and with control immediately grabs attention. Women naturally notice these subtle signals. When you use the right tone, it can show strength, stability, and interest without being overly showy or loud. Let's focus on your tone. A calm, steady voice that is slightly lower can convey confidence and calmness. Imagine a man who speaks slowly, carefully, choosing each word. His deep voice is thoughtful and meaningful, making people pay attention. Now think about someone else who talks too quickly, messes up his words, or fills silence with nervous talk. Energy shows a lack of confidence. The lesson is straightforward. Slow down, take your time, and make sure your words matter. Here it is, an example. Instead of quickly saying, "I really like spending time with you," pause for a moment. Look her in the eyes and say, "I really enjoy spending time with you." The brief pause before "really" makes your words feel more meaningful and intentional. It creates anticipation, making her curious about what you'll say next. This brings us to the importance of using suggestive language. It's not about being too flirtatious or unprofessional. It's about using words that suggest depth and mystery. For example, instead of saying "you're interesting," you could say "there's something about you I can't quite understand." This small change makes her curious about what you find intriguing. You've created a moment of interest, and that kind of mystery is hard to forget. Another way to use suggestive language is to move the conversation beyond small talk. Instead of discussing the weather or weekend activities, ask deeper questions. For example, you could say, "I have a feeling you've had some unique experiences. Would you like to share one?" By framing the conversation like this, you're encouraging her to share something important. This helps build a deeper connection instead of just sticking to small talk. It's the type of talk that makes her think about you even after it's done. Just keep in mind the golden rule: less is more. Don't fill the conversation with constant hints or efforts to impress. Keep your tone calm and steady, and use pauses to give her a chance to engage. The more quietly confident you are, the bigger your presence becomes. Getting this right will attract her, not because of your words, but because of the strong feeling you create. Remember, eyes are important. Way 5. The eyes have it. Strong eye contact. Make eye contact strong. Let's discuss one of the most underestimated yet incredibly powerful tools in attraction: eye contact. When executed correctly, it creates a connection so intense that she can feel it in her bones as you gaze at her. You can say a lot without speaking just by making eye contact. Most people aren't accustomed to receiving genuine attention. Eye contact can feel vulnerable, but it works well because it shows you're present and confident. Since it's uncommon, it grabs attention. However, it's not about staring hard at her. It's about looking into her eyes a little longer than normal so she can feel your focus. When done gently, as he communicates a strong message without words: "I see you and I'm not afraid to say it." Let's practice this. Imagine you're talking to her. Many guys look away too quickly because they're nervous. But if you keep looking into her eyes while she talks, it shows that you're really listening and focused on her. For instance, if she's sharing a story about her day, try not to look away or check your phone. Keep your eyes on hers, nod a little, and maybe give a small smile. When you pay close attention to her, it makes her feel like she's the only one there, and that's really attractive. Here's another tip. Let her look away first. If she does, it usually means she's feeling the power of your gaze in a positive way. When she looks back to see if you're still watching, it shows she's interested. That's your signal that she's interested, but don't take it too far. You want her to feel comfortable, not scared. This is where having a gentle gaze helps. Instead of staring, keep your face relaxed and friendly. A small smile can really help her feel at ease. Here's a helpful tip. Eye contact is very effective during quiet moments in a conversation. If you pause and hold her gaze for just a moment longer, it creates a good kind of tension. This silent message shows that you are present, you notice her, and you are interested. This works well because many people fear being vulnerable. By keeping confident eye contact, you show that you are comfortable with yourself, which is very appealing. When you combine this with your tone, words, and overall presence, you become unforgettable. She will find herself thinking back on those moments, wondering, what makes you so different? Way 6. Building mystery almost unreachable. Being just out of reach can captivate a woman's attention. Mystery is what keeps her intrigued. It's not a faraway or cold mystery. It's the kind that makes her curious about what you're thinking and what you'll do next. Many guys rush to share everything about themselves too quickly, trying to impress others. But what if I told you that keeping some things to yourself can actually make you more interesting? A man who shares everything right away doesn't leave anything for her to find out, and without that mystery, there's less interest. Consider, is a book with a known ending more interesting than one with a twist? It's similar with attraction. When you create a sense of mystery, she becomes more interested in you and thinks about you after you've left. Here's how to do this. First, try not to share everything right away. When she asks about your weekend, instead of giving all the details, say something like, "I had an intriguing weekend. I'll tell you about it later." This makes her curious about what really happened. This isn't about playing mind games, it's about timing your conversations so they feel natural and exciting. By not revealing everything at once, you make the connection more engaging. Another way to create surprise is by having a fulfilling life of your own. Men with interests, hobbies, and goals beyond their relationship naturally attract women. If your entire life revolves around her, she will notice and lose interest. However, if you lead a fulfilling life of your own, she will seek inclusion. If you're working on a personal project or starting a new hobby, you don't have to share everything right away. Let her find out about your interests over time. She may notice your enthusiasm when talking about your passions or dedication to your goals. This gradual reveal will keep her interested. Here's another tip. End your conversations on a positive note. If you've had a wonderful chat, don't stretch it out unnecessarily. Instead, say something like, "I've really enjoyed this, but I have to go. Let's continue another time." This leaves her wanting to talk more, which is a good thing. Building mystery means not making yourself too available or predictable. It's about creating an atmosphere where she feels there's always more to discover about you. When you do this right, she will be attracted to you in a way. Way 7. Mastering the art of silence. The ability to remain silent is a valuable skill. Here's a secret tool that many guys use. Don't underestimate the power of silence. While many people believe attraction is about what you say, the reality is that sometimes saying nothing can make the biggest impact. A well-timed pause or a moment of calm conveys a level of confidence that words often fail to convey. Most men feel the need to fill every moment of silence. They rush to keep the conversation going, afraid that a pause might feel awkward, but the man who understands the art of silence knows this. It's in those quiet moments that the real connection happens. Imagine this. You're having a conversation with her and there's a brief pause. Instead of scrambling to say something, you let the silence linger for just a moment. You look at her, offer a slight smile, and let her feel the weight of the moment. That calm, unhurried energy tells her something important. It tells her you're comfortable with yourself and that you're not afraid of letting the conversation re-ether. Silence is powerful because it creates space for anticipation. She'll start wondering what you're going to say next, leaning in and waiting for your next move. In that anticipation, you're building tension, the good kind. Here's another way to use silence. When she asks a question, don't hurry to answer. Take a moment to think before you respond. This makes your words more meaningful and shows that you are careful and thoughtful. For instance, if she asks what you love doing, don't just say the first thing that pops into your head. Take a pause, look her in the eyes and say, "That's a worthy question. Let me think about how to answer it." This method does two things. First, it lets her see that you're not using prepared answers to impress her. It makes her feel valued, as if her question is worth real consideration. Silence can be very helpful when someone is feeling vulnerable. If she shares something personal with you, don't quickly give advice or change the topic. Instead, give her time to express herself. Show that you're there to listen and understand. Here's one last tip. Use silence to build a sense of wonder. If she asks about your weekend, keep your answer brief and intriguing instead of explaining everything. "It was interesting. Maybe I'll share more about it with you someday. Let's just enjoy the quiet for now." Here's why this is effective. Many guys talk a lot to grab attention, but being quiet shows self-control. It shows that you don't need to prove anything and that you are confident in yourself. This kind of confidence attracts others. The art of silence isn't just about being silent. It's about knowing when to talk and when to enjoy the moment without speaking. When you get good at this, you create a feeling of calm and confidence that she will find appealing. We've discussed 7 points on this. Conclusion: creating a deep connection. Here are effective ways to build strong desire without touching her. It explores the small, often ignored parts of how people connect, like being emotionally present, having confidence, and even the power of silence. But the main point is this is not about tricks or games. It's about becoming a man who really knows how to connect with others. Stoics believe that true power comes from controlling your feelings and actions. When you use this idea in attraction, you're not just trying to impress her. You're demonstrating that you are unique. You're the man who stands out not because you're louder or flashier, but because you operate on a deeper level. Think about this. When you make her feel seen, challenge her subtly, leave room for mystery, and let your words and silence speak for themselves, you're creating a dynamic that most men can't. You're giving her an experience she can't forget. But here's the key. This isn't just about her. It's about you when you shift your focus from seeking her approval to mastering yourself. You elevate every aspect of your life. Attraction becomes effortless because it's rooted in who you are, not in what you're trying to do now. It's time to put these ideas into action. Start small. Try holding her gaze a little longer. Listen without interrupting or leave. Just enough unsaid to spark curiosity. You'll notice the difference almost immediately. Remember, real attraction doesn't start with touch. It starts in the mind, and the man who masters this will always stand out. Thanks for watching. If you found this valuable, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Stoic Golden Rule for more insights like this. See you in the next video.